Good evening. It's good to see such nice faces on this evening here today, to listen to these important messages, not only regarding CMEX, but now I'm going to try and educate you a little on Edison Smart Connect. And many of you have already had your meter changed out. For those of you that haven't, I hope, to be able to provide some responses, some answers to questions that many customers have called and asked, and that's why I'm here tonight. I am the Public Affairs Regional Manager for Southern California Edison, and I want to thank you for inviting me to be here tonight, meeting with me at Council one of the evenings, to talk about this. And, I'll be able to answer some of your questions after, my information. I'm sure that most of you picked up a packet. I put a packet of information that provides a lot of the information, that I'm going to give you today. Otherwise, a lot of information, including a lot of questions and answers that have been asked by many of our customers, can be found on the Edison website, which is www.sce.com Smart Connect. For those of you that do not know, Southern California Edison is one of the utilities, one of the largest utilities in the nation. We serve a population of 14 million or 4.9 million customer accounts in a 50,000 square foot mile within Central, Coastal, and Southern California. Our Smart Connect program was directed by the California Public Utilities Commission and approved in 2008. Since 2008, we have installed 3.8 million smart meters, and here in the Santa Clarita Valley, we have a 67% saturation rate thus far. I think a lot of the meters now are going into Frazier Park, Pine Mountain, and Lancaster communities. The smart meters are a key component in creating a smarter electrical grid that will provide customers with added grid reliability, and including helping Edison restore service whenever we have outages. With the many new technologies, there's a lot of, customers that have had a lot of concerns, and there's a lot of misinformation. And that's why, I've been trying to reach out to the town councils, to the council meetings, and some of these community forums to be able to provide, this information to you. The Edison Smart Connect and meters enable Edison to provide reliable electric service and to measure how much power consumption customers use, which are the two pieces of information that we need to bill you accurately. Our smart meters are collecting total usage information, not specific to appliances or activities. And this has been quite a concern to many customers, that we're going to know specifically what appliances you're using and so forth. No, that is not a concern of Edison. Edison is concerned just with collecting your total usage in order to bill you accurately. And the same rules and safeguards around customer privacy. Privacy has also been a item that has been a lot of concern to many customers. And I want you to know that, Edison applies the same privacy regulations that a lot of the banking and federal industries apply. Service interruption will occur for those customers that do not pay their bill. And of course, we have a lot of programs that help customers, especially those in underserved communities. And we have the CARE, the California Alternate Rate for Energy, which provides a 20% discount to customers that qualify. We have Medical Baseline, and a lot of other programs that I'm going to mention to you that are available to you with a smart meter. Some of these programs are new to you, so you're going to be able to really manage your usage on a daily basis, look to see how much consumption you're using, and be able to either lower your usage via, if you're using air conditioning like during the summer months, lower it, or increase, the degrees, to lower the consumption. The United States government does not control investor-owned utilities and cannot turn off your power. Once again, these are questions that have been asked, and I'm trying to provide this information for you to know. Edison will empower its customers to make informed decisions about their energy use through some of the programs. I know that I was asked about the time of use rates. Time of use rates are available to residential customers, but they're not mandated by the California Public Utilities Commission. That decision at some future date can be determined to be mandated versus voluntary, but as of today, TOU 8 rates are not mandatory. For commercial customers, the time of use rates are expected to become mandatory sometime this year. In addition to smart meters, Edison has digital meters, that support these time of use rates as well. Some of the programs and services that are going to become available are, like I mentioned, you're going to have 24/7 access to your customer account to see how you're using, to help you manage your bill. You're also going to have one of the programs is called the Budget Assistant. And what that is customers can select a monthly spending target and choose to receive emails, voice, or text updates as to how you're doing with your goal. So we're going to help you manage your utility bill. There's going to be the Save Power Day incentive, where customers can sign up and also receive an email or voice, to be able to reduce your consumption, and you could get credits of up to $100. Similar to what used to be the air conditioning cycling program, where they used to put in a device in your air conditioner, and if Edison was able to curtail your usage during peak times, you would receive a discount. There's also going to be a remote activation for customers, when you're moving. We're no longer going to have a service representative going out to your home. Sometimes, if you have an animal in your home, we have to schedule a time for you to meet us there. Everything is going to be done now remotely. When you move from one residence to another, all you have to do is call our customer service number, let us know when you wanted the service activated in your new home. That's going to be able to be done remotely. And future benefits include, the connected home. The connected home is, something that is going to be available, to be able to communicate with smart appliances in your home. That is something that right now is not available, but it will be available. As of today, there's 1.4 million customers that have access to these programs. Another question that I was asked were incentives. What incentives will be offered to encourage users to minimize peak time usage? With the Edison Smart Connect, customers can contact Edison to sign up for that Safe Power Day, and there's going to be other programs available as well, to help you reduce your consumption. Something else that was asked, I tried to incorporate a lot of the questions, that have been asked to be able to provide those to you, hoping that this information is going to be helpful to you. I was asked about, with completion of the Edison Smart Connect installations, will there be a charge and rate structure, and what is being proposed? Will it entail hourly rates versus monthly rates, or both? And the answer is no. Edison Smart Connect is a $1.6 billion program that was authorized by the California Public Utilities Commission, and it's expected to contribute an approximate 1.6% increase in customer rates during the 4-year installation period. keep in mind that this year, with a completion, that rate increase will go away. The rate increase took effect in 2009 and is applied as a line item to customer bills rather than being incorporated in the overall electricity rate. And customers can offset, your bill, by incorporating some of the new programs that are available. Another question that was asked was, if the rate structure does not change, why is it necessary for SE to collect data from residential users every 30 minutes? Well, once again, and we want to collect some of the data in 15-minute intervals for business customers and in hour intervals for residential customers in order for you to be able to see where you are at all times. Many people have been very interested in this program because they want to be able, kind of like a cell, many people pay a $50, for all texting and all calls. Well, or even your gas odometer, when you're looking at handle much you're spending in gas, and you make informed decisions as to whether you're going to travel twice to LA this week or whether you're going to handle business, in one day. So it's going to provide some of those opportunities to you, enable you to manage your own bill and look at how much energy you're consuming on a daily basis. And nowadays, as Andy earlier spoke about environmental benefits, well, the Edison Smart Connect is also going to, be environmentally friendly. We expect the consumers respond to peak energy alerts, and this is going to reduce a consumption of an estimated 1,000 megawatts, which is the equivalent of a major power plant. Just as a reminder, I know that there's been a lot of controversy with the smart meters, and I do want to remind you that it's illegal to tamper, with the electrical meter in your home. Many of you already know that there's been a delay list. The California Public Utilities Commission has not responded to Edison regarding the opt-out provision. Currently, many customers have just called and asked to be on the delay list. And at the time that the California Public Utilities Commission decides how they're going to handle that, we'll be letting you know. I know that yesterday or day before, there was a proposed decision on the opt-out provision released to the Pacific Gas and Electric. And there's going to be some charges. I don't know all the specifics of that, but there's going to be some charge, to opt out from the digital meter and keep your your analog meter now. But as far as Edison and what the California Public Utilities Commission will decide, we don't have that information yet. We should soon. And for those individuals that still don't have the smart meter, if you want to call and get on the delay list, the information in the back has the 800 number, but it is 800-810-2369. Also, there's been quite a number of customers that have asked, how can they write to the California Public Utilities Commission, expressing concerns or voicing your how you feel about the smart meters. That information is also provided in the back in one of the fact sheets. And this is just basic information. I think some of the handouts that I brought to you include the privacy. They also include a response to radio frequency. A lot of people are very concerned about radio frequency, and there's been a lot of testing to ensure that the levels are not harmful. We get more radio frequency from holding a cell to our ear than we are from a meter on the side of your home, the panel. There's also the same information that I provided on programs and services. I also provided that information to you. So, with that, unless I have specific questions, that's basic information that I wanted you to know. Is there anyone?
Yes, I read over all the information that Edison mailed us with interest, and nowhere in the information does it say the real reason for these smart meters. And that is Edison intends to charge us a premium during your fancy worded time of usage, which really is peak time usage, when people use their air conditioners and the heavy current drawing devices the most. We're going to pay premium dollars for that. And Edison's not showing that. All through their brochures and all the information, it sounds like this is all for our benefit. It's not for our benefit. And a big benefit to Edison is they're going to save all the payroll and benefit of all the meter readers. And they're going to save sending someone out to the house, like when you say switching addresses. They're saving all that. And I did read in the paperwork, you said there was no charge to get this smart meter. I read in the paperwork, they're going to charge $1.60 plus some other charges to make this change. Yet we pay Edison already for maintenance, and this is Edison's idea to do this for Edison's benefit, not for our benefit. And the public utility seems to be going along with them, which really upsets me that public utilities is not protecting us. Edison's not really giving the true picture here. It's going to be they're going to sock everybody heavily during the peak time usage, and that's what the purpose of this meter is.
I live in the Friendly Valley community, which has about 1,000 individual residences. We were told that we would be notified in advance and we would have an opportunity to be on the delayed list. Instead, they came in on a Saturday when our business office was closed, and they would not leave the residents without putting in the new meter, whether we approved it or not. My main question, though, that's a complaint and a lie that was put out to us, and it was sneaky that they came in on a Saturday. But I'm on oxygen 24/7. I came here tonight without it because I want to know what would you be doing when you have these save utility electricity days. What provision is there for somebody with extensive COPD, never having smoked?
Okay, well, let me respond to both of the concerns, if I may. You know, one, as I explained, the cost of the Smart Connect program was incorporated into our rates, as part of our rates, in 2007 when the California Public Utilities Commission approved it. The time of use rates, if they're ever mandated for residential customers, it's going to give you the opportunity to manage your bill. So the fact that we're going to charge additional premium rates, no, that is not a true statement. Matter of fact, I mean, what I understand for some of the individuals that have had their smart meters for the past 3.5, 4 years, they're able to reduce their consumption simply because they're taking advantage of some of the programs, and you know specifically where you stand on a day-to-day basis. Where before you had to wait for your monthly bill to see how much usage you were using. Now the ownership is going to be on the customer. With technological changes, Edison's got to keep up with technology. And this, like I mentioned before, was approved by the California Public Utilities Commission, and it's the way of the future. As far as oxygen and, well, as far as notification to the customer, there was a card that was mailed to you in October or November, late October, sometime in October. Many customers, I mean, I'm sure, all of you should have received that information. It didn't provide a specific date that we were going to be here. It provided just, we're going to start deploying in November, and we never did know specifically where they were going to be, simply because there's 300 vehicles that are deployed. They're in different service areas, so it's literally impossible for us to tell you today they're going to be in your home. But the information was provided that they would be out there, and I hope that many of you received it, because that information was mailed. The website, initially we were not slated to be deployed until this year in April. However, because we have to We have to install 5 million meters, and it has to be done this year. We have to complete the project this year. We've been moving on this process as quickly as possible. And as far as customers with oxygen, you know, on a event, you know, where Mother Nature takes this course, I mean, some of these customers, I mean, they have backup generation or, you know, additional oxygen containers that could hold them through the 1 hour. Actually, it takes between 5 to 10 minutes, you know, to install the new meter. So what was exactly your concern that you referenced?
My concern is that, yes, I have a tank, but the tank does not hold a lot. And if you're going to have the electricity off like for a day, 8 hours or something, there it's gone. And it's a big inconvenience to see about getting it again.
Unless Mother Nature hits us hard as we were hit earlier in San Gabriel, the change out of the meter, you know, takes between 2 minutes to 5 minutes, no more than that. So it's an immediate process. And, you know, once again, I mean, any individual with oxygen normally does, you could call in advance, or you could have called in advance if you knew exactly when they were going to be there. I mean, you know, to ask, you know, for an appointment so they could change out your meter.
It was. That wasn't an answer.
I live in a mobile home park, and we do not get an individual bill. The bill goes to our manager. We do have meters that are read, and then she goes by what the reading is and then bills us on our rent for whatever she thinks we should be billed for. And so how can we participate in anything where we live? I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but we do.
You know, I don't have a response for that one. You know, what I'll do is I'll give you my card, and we could talk, and I'll get your response for that. So what you're doing is that the trailer park is billing individual customers?
Right, they get the bill. I mean, we do have meters, and they do read the meter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me check that out. I do not know that. Yeah, but I'll check that out for you.
If this is such a great idea, why are entire communities up north, say Santa Cruz, have them removed and put the old analog meters back in?
We have
Is not an answer.
We have not removed, with the exception of one that I'm aware of, we have not removed analog meters.
I'm not talking about you. Entire communities up north are removing them.
Oh, you're talking about PG&E area?
Yes.
We're not We're not PG&E area to begin with, and second, our technology is very different. When they installed their meters, and they were challenged with a lot of problems, you know, Edison's technology is very different than PG&E, so I cannot respond to them. As far as we are concerned, the only individuals that have not had their meter changed out are those individuals that are waiting to see what the response is from the California Public Utility Commission regarding the opt-out provision.
You know, this seems like a very thinly veiled way for customers to provide your company to lay off workers, because all the benefits that you've listed, frankly, are not benefits to me. I can walk out to my analog meter and I can say, wow, that's really spinning fast. I need to cut it down. I can do it. Just, those are nonsense benefits to residents.
Let me respond to that. Edison, at the time of approval in 2007 from the California Public Utilities Commission, you know, to move forward with a smart meter, we started working with our meter readers to ensure that they receive the proper training, and were positioned to put in for other jobs. We have not laid off any employees. Edison takes a lot of pride in helping, in situations like this, helping our employees position themselves for other opportunities. And the meter readers that are in place today, some of them, They knew that this was coming, but even then, we continue helping them with resumes and other opportunities that they need, in order to prepare them for another job with a company. So we have not laid off any meter readers.
And you don't intend to?
I'm sorry?
And you're not eliminating any jobs?
No.
All those people will have a position in another?
Absolutely.
Ms. Sanchez, thank you for coming out. I'm Tim Ben Boydston, candidate for City Council and former councilman. I had a question. You indicated that Southern California Edison is not intending to use this information or to use these new meter technology to have different rates at different hours of the day. But my question is, will they have the technology and the ability to do so? They're not being restricted by law or anything from going to that system as they have in other parts of the country. They're just not envisioning it right now. Is that correct?
That is correct. There's
Thank
going to
you.
be a lot of different opportunities, programs, and services, and different rate options. Like I said, there's going to be that Safe Power Day that if you sign up for that, you'll be able to get credits by monitoring your use and reducing your consumption during peak periods and during the hours of 2 to 6.
If I just may say something for a minute, I take advantage of the medical allowance program. Just started last year. I'm also applying for the gas company medical allowance program. And if you haven't looked into that and think you're eligible, or don't know if you're eligible, you can go online or make a phone call and find out. Takes doctor's approvals, but in my case, it reduced my electrical bill by about 40% during the summer. So it's something to look into.
Is your summer program going to still be available?
The summer program, you're talking about what used to be the air conditioning cycling? Mm-hmm. That will be the Safe Power Day, where if you sign up for it, you could save up to $100 or more.
Yes.
By reducing your consumption and monitoring it. It's